destruction of her soul and failing her new friends and those who count on her. Emiko takes the mantle of the Sentinel of San Francisco and uses her newly granted power to free herself and her friends from captivity. As they escape, Emiko reveals Raymond to be a disciple of the cult of the Ninth Dragon, a fanatic devoted to resurrecting a long-dead evil. Raymond flees. Emiko, Fiona, Freddie, and Camon rush back to repair the gate and stem the tide of ghosts pouring forth from Yomi. Emiko relinquishes Sword of Truth to anchor the Ebony Gate, the souls of generations of Song Blades before her now serving in her place to seal Yomi. She endures a truth-seeking for Freddie and reveals to Camon that her mother was the one who traded the Talon to the Shinigami. Emiko finally finds the peace she's been searching for and accepts the friendly overtures of her business partner and her wife to socialize. Adam has amnesia from the lightning strike, leaving Emiko on borrowed time to address his custodianship of the legendary Jaran sword. The Ebony Gate is repaired, San Francisco is saved, and Emiko doesn't get turned into garden statuary. She has made a powerful ally in the Tran family, and a powerful enemy in the Louis family, and she is the new Sentinel of San Francisco. Surf's Up. I was supposed to be stopping a turf war, but instead, I'd been commandeered into a wetsuit and was now holding on for dear life to a kiteboard. Worst of all, my weapons were in a backpack tied up high on an electric pole. I blamed the air talent in front of me for all of this. A spray of water kicked up from my board, and 1,000 droplets scattered in the air, catching the spring sunshine like a waterfall of diamonds. I had a fraction of a second to marvel at the beauty of it, before the kite lines jerked me forward and the freezing salt water smacked me in the face. I blinked furiously and tensed my arms, trying to wrest control of the kite before the wind dragged me into the south tower of the Golden Gate. So far, I was bad at this, and I despised being bad at anything. This was entirely Freddie's fault. Freddie Tran slalomed past me in a graceful arc with one hand on his kite handle and the other carelessly dragging through the bay. He leaned into his turn with an ease that I would have admired if I wasn't resenting the fact that he had roped me into this misbegotten adventure. I had gone to his sister, Fiona, when the Ebony Gate had been stolen, sealing the request for aid with a talon. I'd really been bargaining for Fiona's help since she was the rising head of the clan, but she'd stuck me with her pot-smoking surfer twin brother, Freddie, who had turned out to be somewhat less of a slacker than his reputation spoke of. Now he showed up on my doorstep at random times and tried to make me have fun. Against the backdrop of the bay, his royal blue aura fanned out in a soft blur. With his deep tan and white rash guard, he was a poster child for water sports. Jerk. He kicked up a rooster tail of green-gray bay water as his board dug deep into the surf. The kite at the end of his lines was identical to mine, a great billowing swath of sparkling silver nylon. It was a picture-perfect moment, made complete by his slicked-back dark hair and laughing eyes. Above our kites, the Golden Gate Bridge rose out of the water like a titan, massive supports of orange-red girders growing out of hulking concrete pilings. Road traffic rumbled over the bridge, and seagulls wheeled against blue skies. Freddie tacked and raised his hand out of the water, waggling a shaka sign at me. "Looking good, Emiko. Sick moves." The wake from his board moved past me, forcing me to bob to stay on top of my board. I yelled back at him over the wind, "This is crazy!" He whooped like a maniac. I was only out here because Freddie had kidnapped me. There was still plenty of work to do. The Trans and the Louis, the two strongest Long Jaran clans in San Francisco, were on a collision course. Jaran were descended from dragons and wore their civility like a neatly pressed jacket. It could come off at any time, and it looked like the time was here. War was brewing, and when it hit, San Francisco would be ground zero, the very city I had just bound myself to. Fiona, the responsible Tran, had given me assurances that she wouldn't break the peace just yet. As the Sentinel of San Francisco, I was attuned to the heartbeat of my city, and, for now, things were quiet. I trusted her word, but it didn't resolve the sensation.